Going live. Oh man, I don't want to do this live stream tonight because it's not fun. This is not, the shit I found out today is not good. It's not fun, but it is. I hate to say it, but it's literally in my book already. So this way, you know, when you see what I'm going to say next, what we're talking about tonight, and then you go, wait a minute. I bought his book. He must have known this ahead of time. Yes, I knew. I just didn't know as much as I know now. And now that I have the rest of the picture, I'm not digging it, not liking it much. I got to tell you. Obviously, if you don't have this, please order it. It's right there. You go to my channel, you can order it there. Call me. Oh, here, let me reverse my number. Boom. There. Yep, absolutely. It's working, man. 30 pounds in 3 weeks. It'll be 4 weeks day after tomorrow. So there's definitely a big difference. Huge difference. The jeans I'm wearing now are starting to fall off of me when I don't wear a belt, which is awesome because I had to buy them because all the rest didn't fit. Retatrutide, which is GLP-1, but then it's got some other peptides in it that help you burn fat. Because the thing is that like Ozempic, all that does is slow down your digestion. It slows down your digestion, but man, that's just doing that alone. And sometimes that's irreversible. Like it screws people's stomachs up, and so put it in the chat. I don't know how to do that. I just Retatrutide. Even if you misspell it, it'll come up because right now it's an experimental thing. Because whatever big pharmacy is going to try and sell it to everybody hasn't gotten it approved. So theoretically, it's experimental, but it's been used for several years now. What's going on in the Red Sea? Well, that's part of what I need to talk about tonight. Man, it's all, you get to a point where you start to get the big picture. And you don't fucking want it, Well, hello, Deborah. Yeah, I don't want this big picture. I really don't. But I have it, and so I have to share it because it's that important, So, and it says here, try to say something like, just got here. You're catching the intra. That's all it says. It doesn't say anything else. Your doctor give it to you. No. Actually, don't have to fill anything out. I think I had to fill something out, but no, I didn't talk to a doctor. You just fill stuff out, and the pharmacy sends it to you, and it says, "Hey, research only, research only." You're like, "Yeah, it's just for research." You're going to give this to a macaque, right? No, they don't say that, but they just say, "Look, this is experimental." Okay. After watching, 60 or 70 YouTube channels where the guy says, yeah, I went on it for 2 months and man, this shit's not Ozempic at all. And you see it, you can see that it's not. The people who are on Ozempic, they literally look like a prisoner of war videos. It's like, they look like they just got out of Dachau or Auschwitz. They look terrible. And I mean, these are guys that used to be like big, good-looking guys like The Rock. He looks all shriveled up and skinny now. John Cena. Whoa, he's got what the fuck? What the fuck have I got a restriction for already? Recommendation restricted in search results. It redirects users to purchase products outside of TikTok. Motherfucker! I already got a goddamn restriction. TikTok is literally Germany in the 30s. And if you say the wrong thing, that's it. So No more talking about that other stuff that I'm taking, because fuck, man. That just sucks. Because now the important shit that I needed to talk about, I'm going to talk to 12 people about. Motherfucker. God damn it, I hate TikTok. Motherfuckers. God, I hate these son of a bitches. God damn it. Larry Ellison, you son of a bitch. No, there's no appealing it. You don't appeal it. If they kick you off, you appeal it. Like last night when they kicked me off for misinformation and they said, hey, do you want to appeal it? And I said, yeah, I was quoting the goddamn CDC, the fucking Center for Disease Control in Atlanta, Georgia. I was reading from their fucking chart. And they went, oh, okay, well, you can go back on then. What? So you kicked me off because what? Oh boy. Okay, now here we go. I got another restriction because your live does not comply with the For You feed eligibility standards under our community guidelines. Reason: harassment and bullying. Oh, live restricted for some audiences. Okay, guys, I'm going to start this over again. I'll see you in a minute because I'm not playing this game. Fuck, man. It would be so nice if they would just let me talk. But it's TikTok. Okay. Let's go live. Woo! Okay. Man, I just wish I could get everybody to go over to YouTube. That would be so awesome. If everybody that follows me on TikTok would just go over to YouTube, I could tell the truth about everything. Son of a bitch. All right. Well, hi, welcome to my live stream on TikTok. Today I'm going to talk about puppies and rainbows. And I like bunny rabbits. Bunny rabbits are cute. You should buy everything from the TikTok shop. Don't ever buy anything that's not on the TikTok shop. TikTok is the best fucking app ever. It is literally the best platform for communicating ideas ever designed. Yeah, I know YouTube. I'm blowing sunshine up the ass of an AI algorithm. I never thought that I would be literally putting my lips to the anus of a computer. Well, actually to any anus, really, because it's just not my gig. It's not my thing, but specifically to kiss the ass of an AI, which, by the way, TikTok is fucking awesome. More likes attracts more viewers. So please like this over and over and over again. Like it until your thumb hurts. Is that how you do it? I think that's how you do it, right? You do the thing. Thank you. Thank you for the hairy tongue. Thank you very much. We love the TikTok shop. It's the best fucking place ever. Yes. Now, once we get to where we're, 150, 200 people on here, so I can actually start talking about what I need to talk about, then it's going to get heavy, as they would say back in the 70s. It's going to get heavy, man. But until then, I don't know if I have a favorite color of M&M, but my favorite color of crayon is blue. I like blue. Hey, I got a dolphin. Dolphins are cool. Dolphins are interesting. I grew up by the beach and I grew up studying dolphins. I was very, very interested in dolphins. I read a book called Dolphin, Cousin to Man, back when I was, I don't know, 12, 13 years old, whatever it was. And boy, is there something wrong with gravity in the future? No, worse. Much worse. And by the way, in case I get kicked off of here because I'm about to start telling the truth, remember that I'm on YouTube and I'm live streaming. I'm pointing to my computer because that's where my live stream shows up. So, in case I get kicked off of here for saying something that who knows what. Yes, that's true. That's true. Doc did wonder about that. I could not find you. It's under Big and Corn Fed, which of course is exactly what this is under. But on YouTube, I'm under Big and Corn Fed. It's the same. And I know some people say they can't find me, but then other people go and they go, oh, hey, no, I found you. So I don't know. I'm not saying that there's something very, very wrong with you because I don't know you. Let me switch that back. There we go. Now we're good. Your phone number is all messed up. That one, right there. No, it's not. I'm looking at it right now. That is my phone number. Welcome in. If you've got something that I was just telling you what it said. Every once in a while, they pop on there and they say, hey, man, say this. You'll be popular and the kids will think you're hip. It's hard to find you there, but I can't remember what it was. Big, the letter N, Big N, Corn-Fed, C-O-R-F-E-D, C-O-R-N-F-E-D, Corn-Fed, Big and Corn-Fed. I figure that's truth in advertising. So I'm big. It's funny, the other day I was eating a bowl full of corn and my kid looked over at me and he said, Dad, you want me to take a picture of you? And I said, why? Do I have something on my face? And he goes, no, but you're a bowl of corn. I said, clever marketing, boy. He didn't take the picture. Yeah, it's just Big and Corn-Fed. Somebody just popped up on the feed over there. Now I've got 4 people watching on YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you. Okay, let's get into it. Got some people on here. A couple things. Oil. The reason the oil prices are not going up the way we expected them to. Okay, it's good news, bad news thing. Oil prices are not going to go to $200 a barrel. Period. End of story. Now, I've been wondering why didn't that happen? And some people said, well, because we released some of the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. No, that's not it, because we've already pissed that away. No, I don't think so, Glam. We're not going to see it go up that much. And the reason is because the economy is so bad worldwide now, including China, that this huge drop-off in supply doesn't really affect anybody. It really doesn't affect China. We were shocked when all of a sudden China didn't start screaming because, hey, what the hell, man? You cut off the oil supply of the world. Why didn't they complain? Why didn't they say something? Why didn't prices go to $200 a barrel? Because China's been collapsing now, like I've been screaming for 4 years. They've been collapsing now for 4 years. Slowly and steadily, their real estate market, which is, got some numbers for you guys, $17 trillion. That is literally equivalent to their entire GDP for a year. Okay? Sweet. Got some people on YouTube. So, $17 trillion. That's their real estate market. Okay? Excuse me. That's what they've lost in real estate. That's not the total of their real estate market. The total of their real estate market is $36 trillion. What they've lost so far over the last several years, because you hear about like Evergrande and all these companies that are having a hard time paying for their bonds and whatnot. And it's like, well, okay, what's happening there? Well, what's happening there is their economy is slowing down so much that in 2024, they bought less diesel than they did in 2023. And in 2025, they bought less diesel than they did in 2024. Well, diesel, that's not a joke. Diesel's not a consumer product. That's an industrial product. You know, there's a guy out there with a 4x4 diesel, blah, 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 whatever. The reality is, though, that when you see a drop like that every year, year over year in diesel, that's because the big equipment's not being used. That's because you're not transporting as many goods. That's because you're having a slowdown in the entire economy. So when this huge slowdown happened in transporting oil all around the world, China didn't say a word. Hell, when we took Venezuela, which was supposed to be 80% of their oil supply, when we took that away and we said, nope, that's ours, they didn't make a peep. Why is that? Because they have actually been strategically buying petroleum in the same amount that they did before and just using it in their reserves so that people would see that they're still buying the same amount of petroleum as before, so that we wouldn't see that their economy is slowing down. Holy smoke. Their economy's slowing down and they don't want us to know that. So what do? They just keep on buying petroleum because they know that petroleum is the number one thing we look at to see how their economy's actually doing, not their bullshit governmental numbers. So they made sure that they were buying the same amount. They're just storing it now. And it's like, wait a minute. So this big slowdown because of the war didn't really affect them? No, not at all. So now all of a sudden, we're in a situation where we're back at war. The price of oil is creeping up a little bit, but it's not jumping by $20 or $30 a day. I mean, they're blowing up oil tankers right now. Right this fucking minute, there are oil tankers being shot up, slowed down, turned around. The oil supply of the world's fucked. And for some reason, that doesn't affect the price of oil. There's a reason for that. Unfortunately, it's because the entire world's economy is slowing down very, very fast. And that is not a good reason. That is not a good reason to have the price of oil go flat. Or in this case, and this is really weird because after the war started, you started seeing something very strange. The price of oil was peaked for futures closer to delivery date than it was farther away. Oh, wait, if it's going up now, you don't think it's going to keep going up in the future during the war? Nope. So it's peaking now and it's going back down as you get farther out into the future. Huh. Why is that? Why do people seem to think that in the oil industry? The people who are actually buying the futures, they seem to think that this is not going to be an issue. And it's because the world's economy is slowing down now. It is basically done. And that sucks because it means that China, who you could argue is already in depression, but they're definitely in a very bad recession. Yeah, none of that matters. None of that matters right now. What matters is the underlying mechanics of the world's economy have failed. This war has literally made the entire thing happen. And the reset is about to happen, but it's not the reset we think. What I believe is going to happen, the United States will enact a draft in the next 12 months because nobody wants to go to this war, but we need boots on the ground. The Pentagon never, ever, ever says, this isn't going the way we thought. Let's just give it up. Let's just go home. I mean, fuck it. Was it really worth it to begin with? When was the last time that anybody in the Pentagon said that? Never. Doesn't happen. What they do is they say, well, you know what? What we need is, in the words of somebody like Nixon, we need linebacker 2. We're going to break their back. We're just going to carpet bomb the shit out of them. This time we'll win. Yeah, Vietnam all over again. Except instead of jungle, what we have this time are extremely mountainous terrain. I mean, I don't know what the population of Vietnam was then. I know that it's about 75 million people now, but I don't know what it was when we got there back in 65, 64. But I know this. It's the reason we don't win wars anymore, exactly, because we're going to put boots on the ground in a very limited way. Our goal is going to be to control the Strait of Hormuz, which is ridiculous. It's absolutely idiotic, because as long as they have, they didn't have drones. As long as they have drones, as long as they have short range, medium range, and long range ballistic missiles, which at this point, we're estimating, the Pentagon is estimating, the CIA estimated that they had before the war at least 88,000 drones for sure. They ramped up production at the beginning of the war in a huge way. They went from selling oil to India and to China at $42 with a discount, so basically $35. They went from selling it at that price to selling it at $92 with a discount, so $75. So they went from $35 to $75 a barrel, pure profit. They still sold millions and millions of barrels. So all of that money went straight into the war effort, which means they could, and again, this is a CIA estimate, they could have somewhere between 115 and 125,000 drones now, tucked away in mountain fortresses all over Iran. Wow. How they're getting their Wi-Fi. Yeah, Elon Musk is actually at war with the United States. Wow. Really? You really think that they're using Skynet or whatever? I don't think Elon Musk is helping the Iranians fight the United States. It's a hell of a theory, though. So is the Earth being flat, but I don't buy that shit either. Now, here's where it gets ugly. There are over 3,000 biological sites. These are level 3 and level 4 bio facilities. And these facilities are all around the world. They're all over the world. The United States government is in the process right now. They've already spent trillions of dollars on this, but they're doing it. They're speeding up the process now, which is why I am more concerned than ever with something called COGCON 1. COGCON 1 and another thing is, and by the way, you can Google this, FCD 1. FCD is Federal Continuity Directive, number 1, and COGCON 1 is Continuity of Government Condition 1, and that is the highest state of readiness in the United States continuity of government system, COG system, requiring the full deployment and activation of emergency staff to alternative facilities. Well, theoretically, bioweapons are a war crime, But that's only if they're weapons. Remember, when Fauci funded gain of function research at Wuhan and said he didn't, and said it was for just pure science, which it isn't, when it escaped from the lab, which we have to hope was on accident, did he get charged with anything? Did anybody get charged with anything? Nuclear war is for idiots, Chris. There's not going to be a nuclear war, period, end of story. Don't even bring it up again. I don't want to waste my time on it. Yeah, exactly. The idea of a nuclear war. Why? You launch a nuke, I launch a nuke. They launch a nuke, they launch a nuke. We all get nuked. It's a bad day. It's just a bad day. You know, there's no way that works. So we don't do that. On the other hand, if there's a virus that gets out accidentally from who God only knows where it starts, then what? Well, it's just an outbreak. We don't know. Stephen Miller's an idiot. Stephen Miller's a Nazi, and he doesn't know. Look, he tells you what you're supposed to hear. That's a dog whistle. Literally, Stephen Miller's a dog whistle. He literally says that everybody in the Democratic Party is some kind of absolutely insane Antifa, Nazi, crazy, blah, blah. It's a dog whistle. It's to make you not think about what's actually going to happen. Who decides the limit on nuclear war? Well, that's an odd question. Are you fucking kidding me? I got restricted for bullying and harassment again. You guys are going to have to do me a favor and share the hell out of this live stream, because they're not going to let people just arbitrarily see it now that I'm telling the truth. As far as the limit on nuclear war, I don't understand the question. Who decides the limit? Once nukes start flying, that's it. I mean, let's just say that let's say you're Russia and you see nukes flying, and you have to assume that they're from the United States. Why wouldn't they be? But that's why nobody uses nukes. Once you have nuclear weapons in your arsenal, you don't use them. That would be crazy. If you use them, then you're dead. Why do you think North Korea just rattles the saber every once in a while? Because they know. You just rattle a saber and get everybody's attention. Oh, he's in the nuclear club. You better go talk to him, find out what he wants. If you don't have nuclear weapons, hey, man, shut up or we'll stomp you to death. Nuclear weapons should never happen. No, of course not. It's best not to listen to Miller. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, I don't think he's all there. I mean, he just looks like he's full of hate. And, what do you do? But that's his job. He could be the nicest guy in the world. He's just playing a game. That's the thing. All these people are just playing a game. No, because if you're Kim, you have kids, just like he does. He's got a daughter. He doesn't want his daughter to die. Of course, we're being played by Israel. Israel wants us to go ahead and get in a big, huge fight with Iran. And we're going to deplete all of our resources. And then after 4 or 5 or 6 or 8 or 10 years, we'll withdraw to the United States, just like we did after Iraq, after Afghanistan, after Vietnam. We'll just put all of our shit on a boat or in an airplane and we'll sail away over the horizon and leave the wreckage. And the wreckage will be manageable for Israel. Now, the other thing we'll probably do is we'll probably shrink our footprint in the Middle East, because right now our footprint is huge and we're just getting absolutely destroyed. We're getting killed over there. I mean, they're bombing Bahrain, they're bombing Qatar. They're not bombing Qatar. Qatar is the only one that they're not bombing. And the reason they're not bombing Qatar is because Qatar was trying to act as a go-between between the United States and Iran and trying to work out a peace deal. So they're not touching Qatar, but they're just absolutely blasting the shit out of Jordan and Kuwait and Iraq and everybody else. Everybody in the region. They already told everybody in Abu Dhabi and Dubai, get out. Get the fuck out. Really? Well, the UAE, I mean, that's where all the richest people in the world were running to. That was the cool place to have real estate. From what I understand, occupancy rates in those hotels have dropped by 80%, and the real estate values in Dubai and Abu Dhabi have dropped by 70% already in just a few months. They have already destroyed the United Arab Emirates. The Emirates are gone. They'll never come back from this. Because the reality is, everybody knows now, the next time you yank the chain of Iran, you better not be anywhere near them. Well, everybody in the Middle East is near them. Now, in their infinite wisdom, and this is why I think that Saudi Arabia really needs to have their head checked, they decided that at this point to go ahead and attack the Houthi rebels in Yemen. Are you kidding me? You're going to attack the Houthi rebels? Because the Red Sea is the only way to get oil out of Saudi Arabia now. It's the only way left. And guess what? It's cut off. It's cut off now. So that's that. That's all there is. Now that we can't get anything through the Strait of Hormuz, and now that the Red Sea is no longer an option, because the Houthis said yesterday, okay, guys, you want to play? Let's play. Try and get something past us. Watch what happens. It's exactly the same thing as the Strait of Hormuz. I mean, it's a tiny little waterway. You're not getting any tankers through there now. So now, and this is what Saudi Arabia did. They shifted 80% of their oil production through the pipeline that runs all the way across Saudi Arabia to the Red Sea. So they could still fill up tankers and get out through the Red Sea and everybody's happy. Now they can't do that either. That is the rest of the production. And that's shut down as of now. So the only reason that prices aren't skyrocketing, that pipeline will get cut too. Absolutely. But don't worry. Don't worry. This is the good news. Israel has stepped forward. They're good guys. And they said, look, Saudi Arabia, if you run that pipeline through us, we'll run it right to the Mediterranean, and then we'll be able to help you, because that's what we do here. We love everybody, and we want to help you. Run your pipeline to us. We would never use the pipeline coming to us as a way to manipulate and control you. So there you go. Yeah, it is even narrower than Hormuz. So now we're in a situation where no oil's getting out, no fertilizer, no helium, no nothing. And the reason that oil's not skyrocketing right now, the reason it's not at $150 a barrel overnight, is because the people who are producing the oil already know that the world's economy is in free fall. This war has literally created a worldwide depression. And that's the end. That's it. So what happens in the United States, say, next year, when there are crop failures and they start doing things like food rationing? Well, I can tell you exactly what will happen. We will have a civil war so fucking fast, it'll blow your mind. Well, yeah, I mean, before you even factor in all of the drones hitting the diesel manufacturing in Russia, we have an absolutely, literally, this is the catastrophic countdown that everybody thought was the worst case scenario. However, just to be clear, the United States government has continuity of government. Now, the crazy part is, I actually talked about that in here. I talked about continuity of government. If you bought my book, you already know what I said about it. That's the crazy part. I knew this was coming. I just didn't realize that they would admit. Now, keep in mind, it is a very, very top secret governmental program. So there's a lot of information that nobody can get on this, but the information that is available is very limited, and it's basically limited to, yes, we have a top secret program. Yes, we have continuity of government. Yes, we have underground bases where people will go. And no, we can't talk about it. But don't worry, because the government will go underground, and then we have another administration that'll take over. Another administration, like private corporations. Yeah. Yep. And they will, and I quote, reestablish constitutional government. Guys, this is not a joke anymore. This isn't crazy shit. This isn't tinfoil hat. This is absolutely the way it's about to be here. So, by the way, if you don't go to my channel right here and buy this, you're out of your fucking mind, because this is exactly what this is about. This is about what they're going to do in order to make sure that they can control us. And it will be ugly. So, you guys have a great night. I will talk to you tomorrow. All right, you guys, have a good night. Thank you for being on YouTube with me.